right, good morning. It is Tuesday, December the 22nd, and I'm in my office um, today. I've been a little under the weather, so to speak, so that's why I'm at home and not at work. But I had posted a picture of, you can see the G&L L2000E, I think is what it was, hanging on the wall. And a lot of people know me, in the past, I don't know, 20, 25 years in the strength world, but that in my early days that I was a musician and I got to travel and work on guitars and stuff like that. And so, what is significant about this particular story is I had been out, I guess it was 1990. I was out on the road with Highway 101 as a guitar tech and had come off the road with them. And I don't remember specifically, I think it was the following year, but I don't remember specifically the date. It could easily be Googled. But it was when Naomi and Winona were doing their farewell show at Murphy Center at MTSU. And I had become really good friends with that whole crew, the band, and Naomi and Winona. Uh, Having toured, we did a bunch of shows with them when I was with Highway. And so I knew, like, Ashley when she was a kid. She'll never remember. She'll never remember me now because I was much younger. But um, I always had a great time with all of them. With Naomi and Winona. Naomi used to give me the hardest time all the time because of how I ate and that whole sort of thing, which hasn't really changed much. And I've got great stories about them, but that's not what this is about. I was one of the guitar techs on that show, and up walks Carl Perkins. And anybody that plays music and has been a little bit of the student understands the significance of Carl Perkins, especially to the sound of rock and roll. But at the expense of being any more long-winded than I'm being, he walks over to me, and he has got a G&L, that telecopy, I think it's called an ASAT. And I said, "So you're a G&L guy?" I said, "I'm a bass player, but I have a pair of L2000s that I just absolutely love, and I've always been a big Leo Fender fan." And he goes, "Well, let me show you something." And so he pulls off the guitar and he turns it around. And on the back of the headstock, it had number one. So basically, what it was and what he told me is that that was the prototype, and Leo had given it to him. And he said, do you have a few minutes? And I said, "Sure." And he said, "Let me tell you the story about how I met Leo Fender." Now you got to understand, at this particular time, I'm a 25-year-old kid. This has been 30 years ago. Here I am talking, to one of the, forefathers of what became rock and roll. And he's telling me the story about how he met Leo Fender, and it's absolutely, I'm speechless. I'm on cloud nine and just completely blown away, especially as a young musician. And let me tell you something about Carl Perkins. One of the nicest celebrities, unassuming, didn't care about his celebrity. He just wanted to play guitar. So, and I've got a great story about that I'll tell quickly. So he goes through the whole process, but this is how it went. So when I was out with Elvis, you think about the gravity of that moment. And he talks about how they went to La Brea in Leo's Cadillac, and that's how he, because back then Carl played Gibson Les Pauls. That's what he told me. And so that's how we came to be. And so he tells me the story. Of course, I'm just completely befuddled and blown away. And he goes, "I do, maybe you can help me with something." And I'm like, "Sure." He said, I have trouble with a couple of strings. They just don't have the output. And I go, I know exactly what you're talking about, and I'm going to show you how to fix this. Now, Carl was a country boy, and he goes, you'd think an old sumbitch like me'd know how to repair a damn guitar as long as I've been playing. And that was about how he spoke. The G&L guitars and the humbuckers, they have pole pieces, individual pole pieces, 2 per string, and it's an Allen wrench you can stick in, as opposed to like the Strats, where you would have to adjust. You had 2 height adjustments on each side of the pickup. This would allow individual adjustment on each pole piece. So I backed up the pole pieces just a little bit to give it some height. You could even see it on the tuner, how differently I put it in the tuner. I was going to be tuning for him, so I tuned it, made sure he dug it, and fixed his guitar, and he was just completely blown away by that, which is one of the great designs of G&L guitars. And so later that night, I was the guitar tech on Stage Right, and he came up to me. And I told him, I said, hey, I'm going to put your guitar on you and get you all situated. I want to see your clothes, and, this is going to be on TV and everything, and we want it to be right. And I remember I grabbed him by the shoulders, and I said, man, thank you so much. It's because of people like you, and namely you, that I get to do what I do. And I will never forget, he looked at me and said thank you with tears in his eyes. It's even hard for me to speak about it now. And it wasn't very long later that he unfortunately passed away. But a chance meeting at a show where I was guitar tech, and I got to meet and hang out and talk guitars with Carl Perkins, and how he, came to be a Fender guy, and later on G&L. And so that's my Carl Perkins story. It was just a beautiful moment for me, and likely one of the highlights of my musical career.